Welcome to the new series, See, Enjoy the Joy of Programming. This is the first video of this series. The purpose of this series is to make everyone comfortable and enjoy programming. So they should not be afraid of programming. So I wanted to help them to be comfortable with programming. So with this in mind, I am starting this, and let me give you a very basic knowledge about what a computer program is. So for example, I wanted to communicate with you. So what do? Both of us know English. So I talk to you in English and you also can clarify your doubts in English because both of us know English. For any communication, what do? We need a language. It could be a sign language, or I can talk, or whatever it is. We need a language to communicate between any one or two of us. So, similarly with the computer, I wanted to make the computer do some task. So I wanted to tell the computer, these are the things you will have to do. So how do I give the instruction to the computer? So I write a program for it. That's what we call it as a computer program. I wanted to instruct the computer to do a task. I'm giving the computer the steps that need to be done to complete the task. Because computer cannot think by itself. It does not have common sense as we all have. So I should tell the computer, please do this, please do that. The computer will just follow the instructions from us. So what do? I will have to communicate with the computer in order to complete the task I wanted the computer to do. So I need to communicate. That's the basic thing. The basic thing here is I need to communicate with the computer. Okay. Now what is the language is common for me and the computer? I know English. The computer understands only bits, zeros and ones. So, but I don't know this, zeros and ones, and it's humanly impossible to write or instruct the computers in zeros and ones. It's really difficult. So I know only English. The computer understands only bits. Now how do we communicate? That's why what do we have? We have a mediator. We have the compiler in between. The compiler will convert the program what I write into a machine understandable form. Then the computer will read that machine understandable form and complete the task. If I don't have a compiler in between, I will say something the computer will not understand. Just imagine, I know only English, you know only German. So how do we communicate? Is it possible for us to communicate? It's not at all possible. So what do? I need a translator or a mediator in between who knows both English and German. So the translator will listen to what I talk, translate in the way you will understand, and so forth. Similarly, the compiler will translate or compile the program what you write into the form the machine will understand. If you don't have a compiler, will not be able to communicate with the computer as far as C program is concerned. We are talking about C program only in this series. So everything pertains to C program, and all these things will apply to any program. See, what is a program? The program or just set of instructions I give to the computer. That's it. So what language I use? I know C, so I use C language. Someone will know Visual Basic, they will use Visual Basic. But the objective is to complete a task. So we can choose any language of our choice and the language which will suit the task what we want to complete. So language is not the most important thing here. What is that we want the computer to do? How do we want the computer to do? Once we are clear with all these things, then learning the language is just fun. And please understand, a computer language is very similar to other languages. Will you learn a German language overnight? Will you be able to communicate with a person in German after learning German for one day? It's not possible. You will have to go on learning. You will have to go on practicing with German. So only when you talk and talk and talk with German, you will be proficient in German. Then you will be able to communicate very easily in German. Similarly with computer program. So it's also a type of language. So you will have to practice. So when you practice and practice and practice, it becomes very easy for you. So the best thing for learning a program is, when a problem is given, number one, first understand the problem properly. Read the problem again and again to make yourself clear. If you have any doubts in the problem, just jot it down. Then try to clarify your doubts, either by yourself or ask someone, your neighbors or your friends or your teachers or your parents, whoever it is, and clarify your doubts. Once you're clear with the problem, then write down all the steps you want for this problem to be solved. Once you have written every step, then convert these steps into the language, into the program, computer program. Then compile it, execute it. So, if you find programming difficult in the beginning, there's nothing to worry about, because any language will be difficult in the beginning. As we go on practice and practice, the language becomes more easier for us, more comfortable for it, and more convenient for us. So thank you all and wish you all the very best.